Not only did 6ix9ine say that, you know what I'm saying, he don't need to be protected, my nigga also just got a deal that's worth like $10 million. So not only, okay, was I right that this nigga was gonna be free and getting lit, this nigga already got a deal before the whole fucking case is over. So, terms of the deal seem to be that this nigga 6ix9ine has to make 2 albums. So you got that right. That's $5 million per album. No problem. Easy money for the boy. Right? We got 1 album in English, another album in Spanish. These are rumors, by the way, which means it could go either way. There could be no deal at all, or it could just actually be like a deal for 1 album featuring a Spanish artist. We don't really know the details of this at all. We really don't. We don't know shit about this deal. The one thing that we do know, though, is that there's definitely labels out there who would make this deal happen. We don't know who this deal is with. If I'm going to bet, if I'm going to predict, which I've been amazing at doing thus far when it's come to Homeboy's career, I would say that he got to deal with Atlantic. If it's not with Atlantic, then, you know, I don't know. I mean, the only other, I don't know. Let me not even say that. Okay, I'm just gonna say it because we're all thinking it. It could be Empire. I hope not. You know, I know that they definitely did a really big deal with 6ix9ine. I think that 6ix9ine and Tekashi are not that they're similar artists in the music that they make, because obviously they're not at all. But let's keep it G. Like the marketing optics are pretty fucking similar, right? Just being straight up with it, right? Like the same way that 6ix9ine was like super problematic in the way that they marketed him, the way that, you know what I'm saying, they're problematically marketing fucking 6ix9ine. Empire could do it. And if they're doing a $10 million deal with him, and 6ix9ine's keeping it mad fucking, like, you know what I'm saying, small when it comes to his team. He probably only trusts a couple people. He probably only trusts his lawyer, you know what I'm saying, to keep it G. If that's the case, I could definitely see the lawyer doing a deal with somebody like Empire or Atlantic. This is no shade, by the way, because I got people at both labels. Sorry, I'm kicking my mic all over the place. I got people at both labels. You know what I'm saying? I got homies that are locked in on you know what I'm saying, both spots. I don't think that they would tell me either way. You know what I'm saying? They listen to the podcast and everything like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, you know what I mean? Like Hope said, this might offend my political connects, but it's okay. I don't keep it political on here. This show is not about keeping it political. So at the end of the day, yo, if Atlantic signed them, if Empire signed 6ix9ine, we don't know. I know it wasn't Rock Nation. I do not think Hove would do a deal with 6ix9ine. I definitely don't think Hove is giving 6ix9ine $10 million. Not at the same time that he signs Westside Gunn and Benny. Like, that shit don't make sense, right? I mean, but who knows, man? Like, at the end of the day, y'all made Hove so much of a villain at this point that maybe he doesn't give a fuck. Maybe he just said, fuck it, I'm gonna throw this little nigga 6ix9ine $10 million. We're gonna make money off this shit. And yo, if Hove is over there, you know what I'm saying, you know, he got OG Juan with him. OG Juan is probably like, yo, that young boy move units when it comes to this Latin music. Let's get him on. Let's get him on the team. So we got probably like 3 good options, maybe 4. I would say there's 4 options, 4 different labels who could have possibly given 6ix9ine a $10 million record deal for 2 albums. Those would be Atlantic. That's number 1 for me. Number 2 might be Epic. I haven't mentioned them yet. I would just say Epic, just because that sounds like some fucking shit that they would do. I don't know. Epic and Atlantic, I feel like they're pretty interchangeable as time goes on. One's up, one's down, but you know, they could be making moves. Then we got Empire. I would say Empire is a number 3. Just because the independent straight streaming deal makes sense. I think Empire could handle it. I think they just, I don't know, they're in so many different parts of hip hop that it just, to me, I would feel like that could happen. And they also get hip hop, like the sensibility of like internet based hip hop. Like I think if anything, Empire, and I've told them this before. I think that what they do at Empire that's sick is that they really understand the internet, you know what I'm saying, ecosphere. Like somebody like All Black, like I don't even think he would be popping at all if he was on any other label, because they just really understand how to take an artist like that and make the most out of it. If you're wondering who else I'm thinking about that's on Empire that dropped a single that I think kind of makes sense when we think about these meme type rappers like Tekashi 6ix9ine, is I'm pretty sure that what's the nigga's name who made that song Living My Best Life? What's that stupid fucking like little nigga's name? I don't know. You know that song Living My Best Life? You know that whole shit? That's on Empire, right? And so like they could take on tracks like that all the time. Yes, thank you. Shouts out once again the motherfucking Discord coming through. Shouts out to Chris HK. That's it, head fam. That's Lil Duval, right? So Lil Duval is Living My Best Life. This nigga is on Empire. That shit makes sense. Like Tekashi 6ix9ine could just make tracks like that. Like if he comes out, imagine if Tekashi 6ix9ine comes out with a fucking remix to Living My Best Life, like 2 summers late, and this nigga just now he free. This nigga snitch on everybody, and then he talk about living my best life. Empire can make that happen, right? Even if you don't remix it, Empire could at least make a fucking video, drop the track in there. They making money off that track, getting mad fucking spins and plays on Instagram. That shit's probably going to spike up once again on Spotify, iTunes, all the streaming. And then they got 6ix9ine out. They probably would buy his back catalog with that 10 mil. Now we got something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Empire did the deal. I'm just saying that there's definitely a situation business-wise where the deal makes a lot of sense for Empire. And then after that, you know what I'm saying? We basically got the only other people who could make money off of him would be Roc Nation. You know what I'm saying? They could get him to international tours. They could just put him in a situation where he don't even ever have to like touch the fucking cement. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to this nigga Ben Baller talk, and Ben Baller talked about how he had a stipulation in his contract where if his skin had to touch the code at any point, he would put this in his writer that if his skin touched the code at any point when he was on a trip, especially like a business trip, then like that would cost you like $10,000 because that's just how much the nigga hate the code. This nigga Tekashi 6ix9ine, he could put in his writer, if you actually make me touch outside cement, you know what I'm saying? You owe me 10K. I mean, because at the end of the day, man, you could straight up like back entrance, teleport this nigga, however much that shit's gonna cost to get to your venue and get on stage. And just the fact that Tekashi 6ix9ine, after all this shit that we done fucking seen, just the fact that he's in the building, that shit's going, nigga, it's sold out ain't even the thing. You're going to have so many fucking fake goons there acting like they're going to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's going to get in because ain't nobody really going to have a gun or any type of weapon on them because that shit's mad fake. They know they really love the music. And I'm not even saying this as a nigga who likes his music. I'm just talking about pure fucking facts. I'm talking about reality out here. You know what I'm saying? And Roc Nation, just because of the system that they have when it comes to touring, my God, if this nigga does 2 albums, a Spanish album and an English album, and he drops them shit in the same year, and they could tour off that shit, come on, son, that $10 million, that ain't nothing for Roc Nation. Bruh, that nigga could probably make 2.5 mil off of one night in the fucking Barclays Center. He could probably make another 2.5. He might make $3 million if that nigga goes to Madison Square Garden. Like that's just New York City itself. You like 5.5 in. You 55% in. You already about to basically cover your costs. That's one fucking city. That's 2 dates in New York that they can make happen immediately after the albums drop. That's 2 right there, back to back. Come on, son. You do the English joint, you do that one in fucking in Madison Square. Then you do the fucking Spanish one in fucking Brooklyn. You do that one at the Barclays. Come on, yo. That's it. Like, off New York alone, this nigga could gross 10 mil. So, you know, that's just basically how I see it. I see it as like, yo, at this point, I just want to know who did the deal. I don't really necessarily believe the rumor because the rumor doesn't make sense without a label attached to it. You know what I mean? But yo, we'll see. Yo, shouts out to Spirit Twin in the Discord. They just said, yo, can Mark be our manager? I don't even really know about the music industry that much. I really just, I see it. It's out there. I think I have like I have a love for hip hop culture so much, and I just really, I think that the labels are a really huge part of how the game is played. But I love my independent rappers like even more. But I also just love the theatrics that these labels are able to create. Like the labels make this shit like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So I see them niggas as like the WWE and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like whatever, like Raw versus SmackDown. Like that's what that shit's like to me. So I like that these niggas get to compete or whatever. And at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? I talk a lot of shit about mainstream hip hop. But at the end of the day, if you're a real hip hop fan, you always got to pay attention to what's happening in the mainstream, because our culture, the way that shit works is like everything at the end of the day that really becomes significant, it does have to bubble from some sort of like real underground movement in order for it to even work. You know what I'm saying? On the mainstream, that's one thing. But the other thing about it is like, yo, like the way that money is injected into hip hop does influence trends. You know what I'm saying? So like I could, like for instance, I love watching like DaBaby, not because I actually necessarily like love his music, but I feel like DaBaby for like these new kids is like what Nelly was like for like me when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because Nelly, he was like sexy to the ladies, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he was also like mad cool. He had mad hits. He could kind of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say that he can't spit, but he was like, you know what I'm saying? From like the Midwest and shit. Like he was from a city that wasn't nobody talking about. Like he's from St. Louis. DaBaby's from Charlotte. Like niggas wasn't really talking about that shit. I just think that shit is mad interesting. Like when I look at DaBaby and the way that he acts, the way that people respond to him, like I feel like he's like has that presence that Nelly had, and nobody, in my opinion, really had that shit like that. And you can't have that type of feeling without the labels. You know what I'm saying? Like without the labels, you just can't do that. Like you could be an underground rapper and you can make a really fire vibe that niggas on the label could never make too. Like I'm not saying that the label shit is better, but it is admittedly different, and it's kind of cool to have like both sides of the shit. So that's a lot of what like my perspective is on this shit. And I love music, man. I think like one thing I would love to do is I would love to have someone like Spirit Twin on this show, because I think that they both like they understand like hip hop culture and like they're like influenced by it, but they're also like on some whole other shit that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And like they put me on to like mad different like music genres. I love groups like them. So you gotta check Spirit Twin out. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's Spirit Twin, just like it sounds. SPIRITTWIN. They're sick. That's everywhere. That's Instagram, Twitter, all that shit. And definitely on like Apple Music, Spotify, all that shit. They're one of those like groups that I could listen to where it's like, yo, like perfect. Like I'm so glad that like I found this shit and I fuck with this, because like my ass could listen to hip hop all day, and then I just listen to this other shit, and I'm like, yeah, this is the other shit I want to listen to, and then I'm good. Then I feel like a well-rounded person. But it's fly, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't really know a genre, and then you listen to some shit, and you're like, yo, this why I don't listen to other shit. Let me just go back to what I always play. But when you find something that's like close to the waves that you fuck with, but it's like on some other shit, it's like experimental. I don't know. That shit's exciting in a different way. So shouts out to them, yo. We gonna make that shit happen, yo, because that's gonna be a lit one. And we got dope stuff with them, by the way. Everybody who's listening, yo. And I'm excited because this is also gonna be the first episode that hits Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all this shit at the same time. So we just got approved for that. So that's fucking sick. Yo, fucking Tuesday, okay? Next fucking Tuesday, October 22nd, we have an event that we're doing out on Elsewhere. Shouts out to Elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Bushwick. Shouts to Dev. You know what I mean? And Spirit Twin is gonna be playing that event. So you gotta fucking be there, because that shit is gonna be like the most fire shit. We got new videos that we playing. We've been, you know what I'm saying? We be collaborating with Spirit Twin. So this whole shit, when you have like visual artists who collaborate with musicians and both of them are at an event, just even sharing the space together, that energy, yo, is so electric. It's fucking insane, because the vibes just mesh. Like that shit just like melts together. That's just like pizza, fam. You know when you eat like good pizza, it's just like hot, and that shit is just like, yo, like you gotta have the sauce, you gotta have the cheese, the bread, it all just is like gooey and delicious. That's what that shit is like when the right artists who collab together are in the building mixing. So shouts out to that, man. I'm excited about that, yo. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. That's very hot. So, you know, that's what it is, man. That's my music talk for the day. You know what I'm saying?